GivEnergy has appointed administrators to the business. We've just been filming some other content, and actually I asked our marketing head, should we stop filming effectively? And I've got to address this, because I think the first and foremost thing, and something I'm really passionate about, is not ignoring customers that you've already serviced about. If you've been watching this content for quite some time, I'm always harping on about how installers should care for their people after the installation's done. Moreover, for those people that have a GivEnergy system, you've spent thousands of pounds. People have trusted us, Apex Doma, with their pension money, and now they've bought a piece of kit, and I can imagine that's making a lot of people nervous out there. Bear in mind in this position that myself, not just as a business owner, but individually in my home, I have a GivEnergy hybrid inverter with 2 battery modules. It's thousands of pounds worth of kit. My mum has a GivEnergy system. Paul, the cameraman, has a GivEnergy system. My business partner has a GivEnergy system as well. This is something that we've got, and it affects us personally as well as in a business sense. I've actively been on this YouTube channel saying GivEnergy is a great company to work with only around a year ago. This is obviously big news. This isn't news that as installers you share every single day, and this is something that happens once in a career rather than, once a year or once a week. And I think, quite frankly, look, I'm really quite sad about this. It's like an end of an era for us. We invested so much into GivEnergy, so passionate about it. It's a British business. There are hundreds of jobs, there are hundreds of people that work at GivEnergy that will ultimately be affected by this. And then we've got you guys, the customers. So just to be clear here, they've filed a notice of intent to appoint administrators. So at this point, we are assuming they're going into liquidation or are going to do some form of pre-pack administration. I think this is where it's unclear. What we also know is only a couple of days ago, GivEnergy told me nothing as an installer, but emailed me as a customer basically to say, look, we're not doing as well as we should have been doing with hardware sales. And I'm sure if you've got a GivEnergy system, you'll have received one of these emails, but effectively that we need to start charging you for a software system. Will you fill out this questionnaire to give us an idea of whether you'd be happy to pay for this? And don't worry, local control will still be available. Essentially, you can control it locally. Ultimately, this is a complex business that turns over tens of millions of pounds. It's not going to be a simple thing to be able to decipher and pull apart. So where does this leave you? Truth be told, I genuinely don't know, which is why I said I wanted to do this video. Because I think when people see it face to face and you have the honest conversation, you explain everything that you know so far. I know, as a couple of minutes ago checking my GivEnergy system, that my GivEnergy system still works. I also know that all the other inverter and battery storage systems that we've got online actively now also work. Now, if an administrator is appointed, there's a real possibility that GivEnergy could be purchased out. Now, they may only purchase a section of the business. They may well purchase the whole thing, hook, line and sinker. Bear in mind, the solar and battery storage industry is full of multi-billion-pound companies. GivEnergy is not a little nugget. There's 100,000 live customers that are out there, and one of these big companies could see this as a great opportunity to enter into the British market and genuinely turn it around, a bit like a restaurant says, under new management. I've had a bit of a play with my system itself, because I've been nervous about this for a few days. I didn't quite want to come out there and say anything yet because I didn't know anything for sure. I bought a Home Assistant last week, because I was interested in playing with what does offline controlling look like. So if you physically turn the external connection off to the GivEnergy system, it doesn't rely upon the cloud. The good thing about the GivEnergy systems is you can still get local control. Now, you don't have a screen, so you can't program it. So you essentially need to leave third-party inputs into the inverter to control it. That's all good in the short term and would keep a system bumping along the road. What about my warranty I was promised? Well, the truth is we don't know when. We've not got that far yet. We don't know all the facts at play. And I think it's really important that we find those out before we start making those judgment calls. What I can say is for the Apex Doma customers, I'm just going to do my best. Whatever my best looks like, whatever my best foot forward looks like to try and help you, whether that's helping you set a Home Assistant up, whether that's helping you with the new administrators, whether that's keeping you informed with new content, whether that's actually helping you on an individual case-by-case basis. We're only a small business. I will just do my best. whatever that looks like and however I can help. I think this is anxiety inducing for those people that have spent thousands of pounds with us as a business, or those people that then thousands of pounds with the GivEnergy system that are just simply looking for answers. But there are a few scenarios we could find ourselves in. GivEnergy could get bought out of administration by another supplier. They could do cloud-based service. They could do a subscription service for warranties. They could support this in various different ways. There'll also be behind the door hacks like Home Assistant. I genuinely hope that this gets sorted and this all gets turned around and that they turn a leaf. There will be uncertainties in all of this, and I promise to keep you updated as I know things. As a final note, I think it's a genuine sad day. You've got to imagine, as us as installers, we've had really close relationships with some of the people at GivEnergy, and you know, they could be facing potential redundancy. It's genuinely really sad that that's a part of it. Now, I'm hoping that I don't have to do any other videos and this sorts itself out, and that I don't need to give any further updates and GivEnergy gets bought out. But if there are updates, if there is anything else I can share with you, I will do my best to keep you informed throughout this process in the best way I know how. As I mentioned, it is uncharted territory, but I'll do my best. Thanks.